Your dermatologist recommended CeraVe, so you trusted all of it. The cleanser, the moisturizer, the SPF, the acne wash. Every product with that name felt safe because one product earned the recommendation and the trust transferred to everything on the shelf. That is exactly what the brand counts on. Because 6 class action lawsuits have been filed in federal courts across 5 states over 2 specific CeraVe acne products. Valisure, the independent lab that found benzene in sunscreen, found benzene forming from one of the active ingredients at body temperature, 100 times above the federal limit. At the temperature of your own skin, 7 CeraVe products to never put on your face, 3 that actually earned the recommendation. The worst one is first. Avoid number 7, CeraVe Foaming Facial Cleanser. The blue pump bottle in every dermatologist's waiting room photo. The one recommended for oily skin because it foams aggressively and leaves the face feeling squeaky clean. CeraVe built its reputation on dermatologist collaboration. The ceramides, the hyaluronic acid, the fragrance-free positioning all communicated science-backed skincare at an accessible price. The foaming facial cleanser became the default recommendation for oily and combination skin. A professional said it. That was enough. Here is what is in the formula those professionals were recommending. The cleanser contains sodium C14-16 olefin sulfonate, a harsh surfactant the EWG flags at moderate hazard for skin irritation and organ system toxicity. It contains PEG 150-penterethritol tetrastearate, a PEG compound that can be contaminated with 1,4-dioxane, a probable human carcinogen, as a manufacturing byproduct. It contains phenoxyethanol, flagged by the EU's Scientific Committee on Consumer Safety as a concern for products used near the face of infants and young children. None of this is in the marketing. The label says fragrance-free and stops there. Looks like the clean, science-backed foaming cleanser for oily skin. Reads like a formula with 3 moderate concern ingredients sitting alongside the ceramides the label leads with. Read the first 5 ingredients: water, cocamidopropyl hydroxysultane, glycerin, sodium lauryl sarcosinate, propanediol. That is the formula. The ceramides are much further down. The foaming agents are the majority of what touches your face every morning. For the teenager who used this twice a day for 3 years because a dermatologist recommended it, this is what you actually bought. The ceramides are real. They are not doing the most work in the formula. The CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser, the non-foaming version, has none of the harsh surfactant load and cleans effectively for all skin types. It is the better CeraVe cleanser. Dermatologist on the label. Moderate hazard surfactant in the formula. The ceramides are below the ingredients that produce the foam. The next product hides something even more specific. Fragrance, inside the brand that made fragrance-free its entire identity. Avoid number 6. CeraVe Smoothing Cleanser. The white bottle with smoothing in the name. The one for rough skin, bumpy texture, keratosis pilaris. The one that sounded like the gentle, considered exfoliating option for people who needed a little help. Salicylic acid has decades of clinical backing. CeraVe positioned the SA Smoothing Cleanser as ceramide-supported exfoliation. The active treats texture, while ceramides protect the barrier. The combination sounded intelligent. It felt like the brand had solved the irritation problem that exfoliating cleansers usually bring. Here is what the formula actually contains. This cleanser has fragrance in it. CeraVe's brand identity is built on being fragrance-free. That claim appears in marketing, on shelf descriptions, and in the dermatologist recommendation framework. The SA Smoothing Cleanser does not carry that claim, and most consumers do not check because the brand name already told them everything they thought they needed to know. It also contains sodium lauryl sulfate, one of the most documented skin irritants in clinical dermatology. SLS strips the barrier and compounds the irritation potential of salicylic acid. Hundreds of documented consumer complaints report burning, redness, and worsening texture with sustained use. Looks like the gentle, barrier-supporting exfoliating cleanser for rough skin. Reads like fragrance, SLS, and salicylic acid working against the same barrier it claims to smooth. Salicylic acid exfoliates. SLS strips. Fragrance sensitizes. These 3 compound each other. A stripped, sensitized barrier responds to salicylic acid more aggressively than an intact one. The cleanser creates the conditions in which its own active ingredient causes more harm. For the person who bought this for keratosis pilaris because ceramides and salicylic acid sounded like the answer, who watched their skin become more reactive over time, this is what you actually bought. The ceramides are in there, so is the SLS. They are not working in the same direction. The CeraVe SA lotion for rough and bumpy skin, the leave-on version, delivers salicylic acid without SLS or fragrance. For rough texture and keratosis pilaris, the lotion is the version that earns the recommendation. Fragrance inside the fragrance-free brand. SLS in a formula for compromised skin. The smoothing is in the name. The irritation is in the formula. Drop a comment right now. Which of these CeraVe products have you been using on your face without knowing this? I want to know. I will be reading every single one. The next product goes on your face every single morning and contains 3 UV filters the FDA has not confirmed are safe. Avoid number 5. CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotion SPF 30. The white bottle on every bathroom shelf. The one dermatologists recommend as the easiest way to build daily SPF into your routine. The one that doubles as a moisturizer so you only need one step in the morning. CeraVe AM became the default daily SPF across dermatology and skincare communities. Ceramides, niacinamide, SPF 30, lightweight, non-greasy, it ticked every box. Applying it every morning felt like the responsible, doctor-approved choice. Here is what goes on your face every single day. The active ingredients in CeraVe AM are homosalate at 10%, octinoxate at 5%, octocrylene at 2%, and zinc oxide at 8%. 3 of those 4 are chemical UV filters the FDA placed under safety review in 2019 and has not confirmed as generally recognized as safe and effective. Homosalate was specifically classified by the FDA as not GRACE, meaning insufficient data exists to confirm its safety. Octinoxate is banned in Hawaii for documented coral reef damage. Octocrylene is linked to coral bleaching at environmentally relevant concentrations. The EWG rates this sunscreen at a hazard score of 4 to 5. This is what millions of people apply to their face every morning. Looks like the responsible, doctor-approved daily SPF that makes sun protection effortless. Reads like 3 UV filters the FDA cannot confirm are safe being applied daily to the most sensitive skin on your body. The FDA asked sunscreen manufacturers for safety data on 12 chemical UV filters in 2019. Most brands have not fully provided it. CeraVe AM has been in dermatologist recommendations throughout the entire review period without update. For the person who added CeraVe AM to their routine because their dermatologist said daily SPF was non-negotiable, this is what you actually bought. The advice was correct. The formula they recommended may not have been checked against the FDA's own safety review status. CeraVe Hydrating Mineral Face Sunscreen SPF 50 uses only titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, both FDA GRACE classified. Same ceramide formula. Different UV filter chemistry, that is the version that passes scrutiny. 3 UV filters under FDA review. Applied every morning. The dermatologist recommendation did not come with a safety data update. The next product promises anti-aging results but contains an ingredient interaction that may be degrading the active before it reaches your skin. Avoid number 4. CeraVe Skin Renewing Retinol Serum. The brown serum bottle, the affordable retinol, the one that made anti-aging skincare feel accessible without a prescription or a $100 price tag. CeraVe positioned this as the entry-level retinol for people intimidated by the category. Encapsulated retinol with ceramide support at a drugstore price. The brand name meant safety. The encapsulation technology meant gentleness. It felt like the responsible way to start. Here is what independent cosmetic chemists have documented about the formula. CeraVe Skin Renewing Retinol Serum contains niacinamide alongside encapsulated retinol. Independent cosmetic chemists have documented that niacinamide can convert retinol to niacin when the two are combined in the same formula, potentially degrading the efficacy of the retinol before it reaches your skin. The retinol may not be performing at the concentration the bottle contains. The serum also contains fragrance, not disclosed in CeraVe's standard fragrance-free brand positioning. The retinol concentration is not disclosed anywhere on the label. L'Oreal Group, which acquired CeraVe in 2017, was subject to an FTC investigation in 2012 for unsubstantiated anti-aging claims across its skincare portfolio. Looks like the gentle ceramide-backed, accessible entry point into retinol. Reads like a formula with a documented ingredient interaction that may be neutralizing the active you bought it for. Retinol concentration undisclosed. Fragrance present. Niacinamide and retinol in the same bottle with a documented conflict between them. You cannot know how much retinol the formula contains or how much reaches your skin intact. For the woman who chose CeraVe Retinol Serum as her first retinol because the brand felt trustworthy and the price felt responsible, this is what you actually bought. The retinol is in there. So is the ingredient that may be partially neutralizing it. CeraVe Skin Renewing Night Cream delivers a gentler retinol experience without the niacinamide conflict and is the better starting option for retinol beginners within the CeraVe range. Retinol undisclosed. Fragrance undisclosed. A documented ingredient conflict the label does not mention. If you are new here, this is what we do on this channel. We read the independent lab reports, the EWG databases, and the federal lawsuit filings so you do not have to. Hit subscribe. The full drugstore skincare investigation is coming. The next product contains denatured alcohol in a formula designed for acne-prone skin that already has a compromised barrier. Avoid number 3. CeraVe Acne Control. GL, the gel for acne, the one marketed as salicylic acid with ceramides for people who break out. The one that sounded like CeraVe had finally solved the problem of effective acne treatment without destroying the barrier. CeraVe built its acne range on the same ceramide first logic as its core moisturizer. The premise was sound. Use actives that treat acne while ceramides protect the barrier underneath. The Acne Control Gel was positioned as the smart answer for acne-prone skin that still needed hydration and protection. Here is what is actually in that gel. CeraVe Acne Control Gel contains alcohol denat, denatured alcohol, as a significant formula ingredient. Denatured alcohol is one of the most documented barrier-disrupting ingredients in clinical skincare. A formula designed specifically for acne-prone skin, which already has a compromised barrier, contains an ingredient that compounds that disruption. The product also contains zinc sulfate, flagged by EWG at moderate hazard, alongside a preservative combination of phenoxyethanol and ethylhexylglycerin that independent reviewers consistently document as a sensitization concern for reactive skin. Looks like the intelligent acne treatment that pairs active ingredients with genuine barrier support. Reads like ceramides and denatured alcohol working against each other in the same bottle. Read the ingredient list. Salicylic acid exfoliates. Alcohol denat strips. Zinc sulfate irritates. The ceramides are doing the work of patching a barrier the other ingredients are actively tearing. For the teenager who chose this because the CeraVe name meant safe, and the ceramide promise meant their barrier would be protected, this is what you actually bought. The ceramides are in there. They are losing the argument with the alcohol denat. CeraVe Resurfacing. Retinol serum is a more considered option for texture and acne-related skin concerns, without the alcohol denat load, and causes significantly less documented barrier disruption. Ceramides and barrier disruptors in the same bottle. The acne treatment is real. So is the damage running alongside it. The next product has the most alarming receipt on this list. 6 federal lawsuits. Benzene. Body temperature. Number 2. CeraVe Acne. Foaming cream. Wash 10%. Benzoyl peroxide. The 10% benzoyl peroxide wash. The strongest acne treatment in the CeraVe range, the one for people whose acne had not responded to anything gentler, the one that felt like medicine. Benzoyl peroxide has clinical backing for acne treatment. 10% is prescription-adjacent strength. CeraVe adding ceramides and niacinamide made it feel like the brand had delivered clinical-grade treatment with the barrier protection prescription formulas lack. Serious Acne, Serious Solution, trusted brand. In March 2024, Valisure, the independent laboratory that previously detected benzene in sunscreen, published a report finding that benzoyl peroxide degrades into benzene at body temperature, 37 degrees Celsius, the temperature of human skin. Detected benzene levels were over 100 times the FDA's allowable limit of 2 parts per million. Benzene is a known human carcinogen. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classifies it as such. 6 class action lawsuits were filed in federal courts across Hawaii, Louisiana, Missouri, Illinois, and New York between March and May 2024. By May 2025, all 6 had been transferred to the Southern District of New York. The cases are active. The product is still on the shelf. Looks like the clinical strength, ceramide-supported acne wash for serious breakouts. Reads like a product at the center of 6 federal lawsuits for generating a known carcinogen at the temperature of human skin. 6 federal lawsuits. Benzene over 100 times the FDA limit. Active litigation. The product is still available to buy while the cases proceed. For the person who used this twice daily for months because their acne was serious and the dermatologist said benzoyl peroxide works, this is what you actually bought. The acne treatment is clinically supported. What forms from it at body temperature is what the lawsuits allege was never disclosed. The CeraVe 4% benzoyl peroxide formula generates lower benzene levels in independent testing than the 10%. If benzoyl peroxide is clinically required, the lower concentration is the less alarming choice while litigation proceeds. 6 lawsuits. 100 times the limit. Body temperature. The clinical strength was real. So was what formed from it. The next product is the same benzene concern, a lower concentration, and the one marketed to parents as gentle enough for their teenager to use every single day. Avoid number 1, CeraVe Acne, Foaming Cream, Cleanser, 4%, benzoyl peroxide, the 4% benzoyl peroxide cleanser, the entry-level one, the one marketed for everyday use, the one parents bought for their teenagers because it was CeraVe, it was gentle enough for daily washing, and the brand felt safe. 4% felt responsible, lower than the prescription versions. Supported by ceramides, daily use was not just permitted, it was the recommended application method. Parents bought this specifically because the CeraVe name meant they did not need to worry about it being too harsh for their child's face. Here is what Valisure found. The March 2024 Valisure report specifically named this product, the 4% formula, alongside the 10% version. Both were cited in the laboratory's citizens' petition to the FDA urging recalls. 6 federal class action lawsuits named both products. The 4% benzoyl peroxide formula generates benzene through the same degradation mechanism as the 10%. The lower concentration reduces the volume. It does not eliminate the pathway. Benzene is a carcinogen with no safe level of exposure. The FDA's own Class 1 solvent classification reflects this. A product applied to a teenager's face twice daily, with no disclosure that the active ingredient degrades into a known carcinogen at skin temperature, is the most alarming product on this list not because of concentration but because of daily cumulative exposure over months and years. Looks like the gentle, parent-approved everyday acne cleanser backed by the brand every dermatologist trusts. Reads like a product named in a citizen's petition to the FDA urging recall for generating benzene at skin temperature in children's bathrooms. Daily use. 2 applications per day. The 4% formula may generate less benzene per wash than the 10%. But daily cumulative exposure over months is how carcinogen risk compounds. The label does not mention any of this. For the parent who bought this for their teenager because CeraVe meant safe, and benzoyl peroxide meant effective, and daily use meant the acne would clear, this is what you actually bought. 6 federal lawsuits argue the disclosure should have been on the label. Go check your bathroom cabinet right now. If there is a CeraVe benzoyl peroxide cleanser in it, and a teenager is using it every day, you need to know those lawsuits exist before you reorder. CeraVe Acne Control Cleanser with 2% salicylic acid contains no benzoyl peroxide and carries none of the benzene formation concerns. Salicylic acid does not degrade into benzene. For daily acne cleansing, that is the version of CeraVe acne products that avoids this specific, documented risk entirely. Named in the Valisure petition, named in 6 federal lawsuits, applied daily to teenagers. The gentle, everyday acne wash was the most alarming product in the range. Okay, stop for a second. You just sat through 7 CeraVe products. 7 items from a single brand that your dermatologist probably has a poster for in their waiting room. Step 1. A brand builds something genuinely good. The moisturizing cream and the hydrating cleanser are real. The ceramide science is real. The clinical credibility was earned. Step 2. L'Oreal Group acquires the brand in 2017 for around $1 billion. Step 3. The dermatologist recommendation transfers to the entire range. Every product with CeraVe on the label inherits the credibility of the 2 or 3 products that actually earned it. Step 4. Products that did not earn it keep getting recommended anyway. Because the name on the bottle is doing the work the formula should be doing. That is not 7 separate concerns. That is one trust halo covering formulas that do not all deserve it. 3 products actually earned the recommendation. Here is what earning it looks like. Clean number 3. CeraVe Hydrating Facial Cleanser. Where the foaming facial cleanser strips the barrier with harsh surfactants, this cleans the face without touching the barrier. This is the product the CeraVe brand was built to deliver. A gentle, barrier-respecting cleanser that removes impurities without disrupting the ceramide layer. It predates the L'Oreal acquisition and represents the original clinical dermatologist collaboration that gave the brand its credibility. No SLS. No sodium C14-16 olefin sulfonate. No PEG compounds with contamination concerns. No fragrance. EWG low hazard rating. Consistently recommended by independent dermatologists across clinical guidance documents for sensitive, dry, eczema-prone, and post-procedure skin. The ceramides and hyaluronic acid in this formula are present at meaningful concentrations because they are not competing with aggressive surfactant chemistry. Skin feels clean without the tightness that signals barrier disruption. It does not remove heavy makeup or waterproof SPF effectively as a standalone. If you wear full coverage or waterproof products, double cleanse with an oil-based first cleanse followed by this. Around $12 to $15 at every major drugstore, Target, Walmart, and online. The Hydrating Cleanser is the cleanser that built the brand's reputation. The next product is the moisturizer that earned the dermatologist poster. Clean number 2. CeraVe Moisturizing Cream. Where the products on the avoid list borrowed CeraVe's credibility, this is the product that created it. Developed in collaboration with dermatologists in 2005, specifically to deliver ceramides and hyaluronic acid to compromised skin barriers. Eczema patients, post-procedure skin, chronically dry conditions. This formula existed before L'Oreal, before the Acne range, before the SPF range. It is the reason the brand became a dermatologist recommendation in the first place. National Eczema Association Seal of Acceptance, one of the most rigorous consumer product safety endorsements in dermatology. No parabens, no fragrance, no SLS, no concerning PEG compounds, EWG low hazard. Consistently ranked in the top 3 drugstore moisturizers across independent dermatology publications for over 20 years. 3 essential ceramides, hyaluronic acid, and petrolatum in a fragrance-free, non-comedogenic formula appropriate for every skin type, including the most reactive. The National Eczema Association does not endorse products without rigorous review. This formula earned that seal before the acquisition and has maintained it since. It is a rich, occlusive formula. For acne-prone skin that reacts to heavy moisturizers, the CeraVe Moisturizing Lotion, the lighter version of the same formula, is the appropriate alternative. Around $16 to $19 for the large tub at every major drugstore, Target, Walmart, and online. The moisturizing cream is the product that earned the brand's reputation. The last clean pick is the sunscreen that applies the same logic. Mineral-only UV filters. No chemistry under FDA review. Clean number 1. CeraVe Hydrating. Mineral Face Sunscreen. SPF 50. Where the CeraVe lotion contains 3 UV filters the FDA cannot confirm are safe, this uses only the 2 it has confirmed are safe. This is CeraVe's answer to the chemical UV filter question. A mineral-only sunscreen that maintains the ceramide and hyaluronic acid formula the brand built its reputation on while using titanium dioxide and zinc oxide as the sole UV filters. Same brand logic, completely different chemistry. Titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, both classified by the FDA as generally recognized as safe and effective. No homosalate, no octinoxate, no octocrylene. EWG sunscreen hazard score of 1, the lowest possible. No active litigation, no ongoing safety review, no reef damage concerns. SPF 50, broad spectrum, ceramides, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid in the supporting formula. The white cast is real. On medium to deep skin tones, mineral sunscreens leave a visible gray finish. CeraVe's Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen with sheer tint uses iron oxides to reduce the cast and is the better option for medium to deep skin tones, around $15 to $18 at every major drugstore, Target, Walmart, and online. The The CeraVe AM lotion is one of the most recommended daily SPF products in dermatology. The mineral version sits next to it on the same shelf at the same price with an EWG hazard score of 1 versus 4 to 5. The better choice is not the harder one. It is just the less famous one. Your dermatologist recommended CeraVe, so you trusted all of it. The cleanser, the moisturizer, the SPF, the acne wash. Every product with that name felt safe because one product earned the recommendation and the trust transferred to everything on the shelf. That is exactly what the brand counts on. 6 class action lawsuits have been filed in federal courts across 5 states over 2 specific CeraVe acne products. Valisure, the independent lab that found benzene in sunscreen, found benzene forming from one of the active ingredients at body temperature, 100 times above the federal limit. At the temperature of your own skin, and the daily SPF millions of people apply every morning contains 3 UV filters the FDA has not confirmed are safe. 7 CeraVe products to never put on your face. 3 that actually earned the recommendation. The worst one is first.